If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. First off, it's free. And there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Then Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many, many more. Then you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast all in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. That's Anchor, ANCHOR.FM, and get started making your own podcast. Welcome to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Side Chicks, where we offer our side of the issues. Thank you so much for listening. Please follow us at Yummy Fearless on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even Pinterest, where you'll find additional content from today's show. You can also listen to us on Apple iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and Spotify. Please rate, like, review, subscribe, and share. And if no one else has told you today, we love you. Now let's get into the show.
All right, how's it going?
Hey, it worked.
It worked. I just decided to go with my phone because it was taking all day with this computer.
Okay, and look at our government names.
I was thinking the same thing.
Damn.
Like, so much for anonymity.
Right. Well, look at me. First and last.
So this is truly gonna be a test. So do we want to throw this one away? Do we want to throw this episode away, or do we want to try to change it after the fact?
Maybe we'll try to change it after the fact, but a test drive, because this is ridiculous. At least you just have your first name. I'm surprised I didn't even add my middle name. Damn. Right. And address. Lord.
Just in case.
Just in case
the viewers at home need your social.
You want to stop by. Oh, well. Okay. Well, this is our inaugural test drive.
Yes, ma'am.
We want to talk about young niggas.
these Thundercats.
Not Thundercats. I like Thundercats.
Girl.
So I sent you that song last night by Keith Sweat.
Yes, girl. Yes.
Which
right or wrong way.
Out,
yes.
But it starts out, you may be young, but you're ready.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just also reminds me of how many pedophile grooming songs were on mainstream radio.
And that wasn't even was that? Gosh, that was pre R. Kelly, wasn't it?
That was pre R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Because when that song came out, I was young enough for other men to say that to me.
Yes. Oh my gosh. And we didn't even know. I didn't even realize it.
I didn't realize. And at the end of the song, he says, "You're a big girl now. No more daddy's little girl."
Yes, he does. Oh my gosh. We were witnessing pedophilia.
Pedophilia grooming.
What the
crazy.
Wait a minute. Wait. This changes my whole paradigm.
Yes.
This changes my whole freaking paradigm. It never dawned on me.
Never even made me go, oh my
wait
gosh. A minute.
Okay, he's pre R. Kelly too. What is wrong with us? Why did we let this happen?
I'm telling you, and we came up in a filthy era in the 90s. It was filthy.
Was it as bad as it is now, though?
I think that it was more, I think the stuff that happens now is just on Twitter and more public, but the 90s were filthy.
Okay, let's go back to Mr. Sweat here. I want to, you don't have to answer now, but I just want to put this out there. What what was so wrong about what I just playing devil's advocate here. What was so wrong about what we are implying, the implied message there? Was it that wrong? I mean,
Well, you know what? I don't think young women need to be coached. And by young, I mean under the age of 18. I'm not saying even like college age. Even though, you can have an influence over someone that's over the age of 18 if you're older.
Yeah.
Even though it's not illegal, you can still have an inappropriate influence due to your age. But for the sake of this discussion, let's just say under 18. Because
okay. Mm-hmm.
and to me, he sort of gave the insight as to what his intent was with how he wrapped that song up. No more daddy's little girl.
You're a big girl now.
You're a big girl now. You're talking to like a child, a young teenager to me.
But to be fair, he is talking about love in that song, right? Not necessarily, conjugal, relations.
But like generally speaking, do men really talk about love without also the sex part? Like men are men. They're
fair
not
enough.
like women. They're not like us.
So we're making a few assumptions, though. We're making a few. So let's just list our assumptions as we make them. First, we're assuming that the persona in the song is talking about somebody fairly young.
Yes.
Maybe 18-ish or younger. Mm-hmm. And then we're making an assumption that he ain't talking about love. He's talking about like getting busy.
I'd even give him, even though I don't see any reason why I should give him this assumption, I'd even give him the assumption that he's talking about love and sex
still gross, but
right.
No judgment.
Doesn't make it any better. Okay. Doesn't make it any better, but I'll even give him that, even though I don't even know what it means. But
okay, so the 90s were lit.
Filthy.
Yeah.
but older men do not talk to young women to be in love.
Yeah.
Do they?
I would agree. I would agree with that.
They're not like, I just really want to meet somebody I can just vibe with.
Because what are they going to talk about? What
exactly. Exactly. The whole context of that. So, but I sent it to you as a joke, sort of. To go into what our topic today was really supposed to be about.
Okay, so let's hit it.
If you want to hit it. Unless you want to continue on this one, but
no. So let's get into it. So today's topic is about the May-December relationship with the woman as the older person in the relationship and younger males.
Talk your talk.
So
that's right.
So let's get into it. I mean, is it as accepted? Is it something that happens more often than we think it does? Is it happening more?
I think 2 out of 3 of those for sure. I think it's definitely happening more than it used to happen. I think that it's more accepted than it used to be. And I think it's a good thing. I'm all for it. What do you think?
I mean, so I'm just thinking through like the celebrities that we know who have gone that route. People like, like, I don't know, Elizabeth Taylor or Whitney Houston or Mariah Carey, all have dated and or married. All of them married, the ones anyways, have married younger men. And I think people were supportive more or less.
So, but so what are you defining as younger? So what's the age range or how many years difference?
I'm thinking like, anywhere from, I'm thinking more than like the next generation. Like if the person, well, I guess that could be within 10 years. So I'm thinking like maybe 7 to 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Is that enough of a difference to be like, oh, shoot?
I think that, yeah, at least 8 to 10 to where you have like you have a different adolescent experience.
Right. And it's a generational gap there. I mean, there's a difference in I don't know if you could be in the same generation, but definitely a different adolescent experience or, experience. You grew up in different decades.
Because like if you graduated from college in 94 and somebody graduated from college in 2004, even though it's 10 years, that's a major difference in your experiences.
Well, is it though? I mean, I think the closer you get up in age, maybe that difference is less obvious or whatever. But
Yeah.
so 10 years for sure. But some men like, your Woody Allen and the likes, they've gone really, and shoot, what's his name? Morgan Freeman. I mean, they've gone like really young, like 20 years, very, very young.
Like that's like that's another level. Like maybe like that's like another level of, like, I don't know anything when you get into like 30 years. 30-year difference.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, let me tell you who grossed me out. I don't know why this grossed me out so much. Do you know who Dane Cook is?
Yes.
Dane Cook. I used to love Dane Cook. Dane Cook, I think, is one of the, well, I used to think was one of
He
the
was a cutie.
comedic geniuses of our time. And I thought he was cute and just, kind of swaggy, in a funny kind of way. This dude is dating an 18-year-old. And I know he's our age. I know.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
That, and I had a discussion with a younger male. And he was like, "Why is that so disgusting to you?" I'm like, I don't like him anymore. That's like really,
Yeah.
that's creepy.
And did you see them together? Because I think I saw them
No,
together,
I don't.
and it
Oh,
looked,
thank God.
it
Thank
it
God.
literally looked creepy. That's like
his daughter. He get that. Oh, that's
well, I think like if you're like at a certain point and you're dating somebody with teen behind their age, that's a whole nother little situation. To me, that's not even May, December.
Now would you feel the same way if it was a woman and a an older female and a younger male though?
I would.
I think I would too.
And part of it, I don't know if part of it is because like I have a child in that age range and I know what a boy that age is about.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
That's actually like, who I was talking to who was like, "Well, why do you think it's so great?" My son, as who's around that age, is like,
yeah, and it's probably not fair for us to say that because everybody is somebody's child.
Yeah, but no. Yeah, no. And I'm telling you, I think I would feel that. So let's say that is it a safe assumption to can we say, or are we assuming that there's a threshold, even if it's an older male and a younger female, or whether it's an older female and a younger male, there is a threshold for, when you start going into the creepiness.
There is a threshold because, like, remember Anna Nicole Smith and that man that was like had one foot, may he rest his soul, one foot in the grave,
and rest her soul too,
and made her soul rest as well. But come on,
was that creepy? Somehow I didn't feel it. I felt like she was bigger than him. So it wasn't quite as creepy to me.
He wasn't capable of dominating her. That's for sure.
Right. I felt bad for him, if anything.
I wanted him to have a help aid or whatever those people that come in your house when you're old to help.
Right.
I wanted to call social services on his behalf.
Like, do you need help?
Right? Are you okay?
Hold up 2 fingers if it's yes.
Blink or something, right? but then I like imagine like, because I can't say what she was doing that for. People assume that it was for his millions, but I thought of it as myself, like, and I'm like, there is no way in hell that I could even pretend. No way.
He seemed like a lovely man.
No way. Now, what could happen is he could be like, I know you don't want me, but I'm still going to sign you off a little change if you hang out with me. I'd be like, you know what? All right. But I couldn't pretend to like kiss, because she would be like kissing him and stuff.
So you think she was faking it?
You think she liked him? If he was broke.
Hey. Well, shoot, you can say that about, I mean, look at Mariah and Nick Cannon. You think, I mean, well, Mariah is somewhat hot.
Right. She's beautiful. Yeah.
I mean, but, I'm trying to think, is there any example where we've seen a younger male, like, Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher?
Yeah.
That was a huge age gap.
That was huge. That was huge.
But Demi Moore, like he
But
used to say, she was hot though.
he didn't have to hold his nose to get with
Right.
her. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't a stretch
Yeah,
to
true.
think
True.
to see how he could do it. However, after the fact here lately, some things have come out where she said that she was doing things that she didn't want to do to sort of try to keep this young dude, one of them being threesomes.
Oh, heck no.
Exactly.
Wait a minute now. Wait. Okay, so that's a whole nother chapter in another book.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we'll revisit that on another
yes, but
episode.
wow. Okay, so play that forward. So let's just go with that. So you think that older women have to kind of um bend to the desires of the younger male, just like always, man. I mean,
And you know what? That was going to be my point. I think that in general, women bend to the desires of men.
sigh.
Period. Period. And to that point, one of my reasons why I don't necessarily have a problem dating younger men is because to me, it's kind of all the same because men are needy. You know what I'm saying? Like, period. You know,
Good
no
point.
matter no matter what,
Mm-hmm.
to some degree, I'm going to have to adjust to this man or meet his needs. There's no guarantee that if I date a man my age that he's going to be any more mature. Not necessarily.
Very good point. Very
Not
good.
necessarily.
But what about the other things? I mean, you have to sacrifice, I would think, unless it's a kind of an well, let's establish what your threshold would be. I mean, do you personally have a threshold for, like, okay, they can be this age, but if they're any younger than XYZ, then it's
I
not gonna work.
think I would I would go out on dates with someone up to 20 years younger than me.
Really?
Yes.
On dates. Okay, so
On dates.
what if you are attracted to them? What if it turns into something, really steamy? Are you at what point do you say, okay, we're just dating now? Can't go any further than that, it's not going to go any further. Or could it turn into something more?
It could possibly turn steamy.
Let's keep it 100.
I mean, it could turn. I could be talked into this. I mean, I just think I
Right,
could be talked
right.
into this. I mean, think about a beautiful, I'm telling my age, but a beautiful younger 30-year-old,
Right, right.
their back
Yes.
still strong,
Yes.
and which was going to
30
be,
though. I don't know. Let me see. 30. So 30, they could possibly have a career.
yeah, they can have a career. You know who you, now it's not every 30-year. Part of it is I'm thinking of who I was at 30.
Right, right.
You know, I could hold someone 20 years older, and I did. I could hold someone's 20 years older than me attention. I could, spar with them intellectually.
Sure, sure,
So
sure.
I
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying every 30-year-old. It depends on you. But
But
yeah.
so assuming that there's attraction, assuming that there's chemistry, and that there's a mutual, you have your own, individual success, or enough, you're established enough
Mhm.
individually, as individuals. Then there comes the issue of stage in life, because he may want to have children. Do
Yes.
you want to do that?
Correct. And so that's where, sort of to my point, where it's like, okay, it could get steamy, but like when it goes further than that, the things that you've listed are my reservations. So stages of life. So I'm not gonna reproduce ever again. No. So if there's somebody who needs to reproduce, you can't be with me.
You can't. You're not. It's off the table completely for you.
It's completely off the table. Completely off the table.
Okay.
So if somebody needs to reproduce,
There are other ways to do that, though. I mean, there are other, if y'all fell in love, and you decided, hey, I want to rock with you for a little while, as your person, what they call it, exclusive person, and you're my
Yeah.
exclusive person, my partner or something.
Yeah.
You could, and you decided to do that long term. There are ways to have kids if you. So, are you saying you don't want to reproduce, or you don't want to have the kids?
I
Because there's
don't.
ways to have kids.
That's a good point. I definitely do not want to reproduce at this stage in my life. I don't think that's a good medical choice. Yeah, no.
I
No.
don't blame you.
But also stages of life. Yeah, I don't know if I want to go back to a pamper stage. So if somehow I could be in a situation where I could like afford a nanny, then maybe that's a different discussion. But the way I did it,
Right, right.
no ma'am.
Okay.
No ma'am. Uh-uh. So all right. So I have a question. So we sort of touched on it.
Yep.
So, do you think one of the good aspects or appealing aspects about potentially dating younger men is that they have better peen function? Bec-
I guess. I mean, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you are probably, if you were a betting, if I were a betting woman, I would say that a younger penis would be slightly more, I
Ener-
don't know, energetic than an older penis, but I don't know because But then there are things that older men can take nowadays to help them with that. They probably have more stamina, maybe, but like you said, a stronger back. But I don't
but
know how much more interest. I mean, I guess older men have just as much interest. I guess.
I guess, but like older men have a better chance of having high blood pressure,
True, and
which
that does affect. Yeah, I got you.
it
Yeah,
affects that, and then
yeah,
their prostate starts swelling up on them and stuff.
right.
Which also, then that back end, that old football on the knee and all that.
Right. And I don't know if they can lift you like
They
they,
right. It
younger man could definitely lift you. You know what I'm
right.
saying?
So you get like that part.
Right.
Which so and like one of the other benefits that I like enjoy from younger men is that they don't have as much of the life lived baggage.
Oh wow. Yeah. I guess that's true for older women. I mean, yeah, gosh. Who
Hmm.
knew? Who
So
knew
like
that?
I
Yeah.
just enjoy them not having all of the life baggage.
How does that manifest though? How does that manifest in the relationship?
They're just lighter.
Hmm.
They're lighter. Things are funnier.
You
You know,
might be onto something
yeah,
there.
even if if I'm in a mood because of life and because I've lived, you know what I'm saying? They're kind of like, come on, girl, because they haven't even lived enough to know just how crappy, you know,
Damn good point. Damn
like
good point.
me. So it's like it is a treat sometimes. It's almost like, sometimes people say like with a kid, you can see the world again through their eyes.
Yeah.
Sometimes a younger dude is fun for that because they're just lighter to me.
Wow. So you just made a really good point and a really good case for why older men like younger women too, because
Right.
when I think about it, I'm like, shit, my old ass, I know I
Listen, okay. I got some stuff I'm dragging around. Hmm.
yeah, dang, that I had not considered. I hadn't even thought about that. I know that is true when you have anytime a love affair of any sort, and I'm not talking about love affair in the hey, we're cheating sense. I'm just talking about a relationship. Whenever it begins, whether the person is older or younger, I just think there's a lot of that. We are not tethered to each other, so we don't know about each other's baggage. And so it
Right.
is fun and we can be funny because this person, I don't have to go home with this person.
Yeah.
But I hadn't thought about the fact that younger men might be just like lighter, like you said, and
Yeah.
that's a very good.
Yeah. But do you hold younger men to the same like financial responsibility standards that you would for a guy in our age range?
Probably not, but I would definitely. I mean, if you're 30, I feel like if you're over the age of, if you're dating age, if you're trying to date someone, right?
Mm,
Obviously, I don't expect, somebody in their 20s, unless they, got a really good job right out of college or something like that. I do not expect them to, lavish me with gifts or anything like that. But if you're dating, you should know how to, treat a woman. You take it, you ask me out to dinner, you should be paying for the dinner. There should
yeah.
be, I do expect for you to do those things. I don't expect anything, um, more than that. And I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And maybe
I,
sometimes I'll do it. Maybe sometimes I'll pay.
I used to be a sometimes I'll pay person. You
Not
know,
anymore.
you know who I am now?
Who are you now?
Sometimes I will never fucking pay. Ever.
Even with the young ones, even with the young.
No. I will never, and it's really crazy because had we had this discussion even as recently as a few years ago, I would have been like, yeah, but no.
So what changed? Even for the young bucks,
Hell no.
even for the
I
Thundercats, you
not
need them to pay.
listen, Thundercat. If you want to be out here fishing in the big pond, then you need to be ready. Otherwise, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. Yeah, I don't know. Now that I no compromise. If you young and you want to like holler at me, I expect you to financially come through with these dates.
Right on, right on.
The same standard.
With the
It's
dates, yes.
you want to date, you want the same thing that a dude my age won't, right? I said, you coming with a coupon or something? No, then you need to go through the same process,
Yes, yes.
man, because that's what you gonna spend your time debating me, telling me you that dude, real man. So
Agreed.
I'm gonna treat you as such. So no, I expect real man shit from you.
Okay, so I have a girlfriend who has dated. She's only ever dated younger guys, and they always seem to want to. They step to her. They want to talk to her. They always seem to want to end up at her place though. Like, hey, can I come over and because she has a nice home, established, whatever. So that it's very comfortable. I don't know if they live at home with the moms or something. I don't know. But what do you think about that? So you think that
Is that a question of the young guys that she's dating or the type of guys that she's dating?
very good point. I think it's probably a combination of both. But
Of both?
I would think the type, because personally, yeah, I don't know that anybody that I was interested in or that was interested in me could ever get that off. I don't think they could ever,
You
ever, ever
can't
get that off.
exactly. And my experience has been with younger guys, they more so want to impress me.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't want me to think anything lame like that. So they're like, all right, I'm taking you here. Or let me show you this.
Yeah, yeah. Something
Very
that you, yeah.
rarely has a young dude ever tried me like that.
Okay.
And that's what I would consider that. But you know what? This is interesting because this kind of goes into my next question I have for you in
Mm-hmm.
terms of dating younger men, because we talked about different generations and different things come in vogue for different generations.
Yeah.
And so for younger guys, it seems for the younger generation, based off of Twitter and gossip sites,
Mm-hmm.
that threesomes are like a normal part of sex.
Wow.
A lot more oral.
A lot more oral that I can detect.
Yeah.
Or at least it's more, it's more openly talked about.
Yeah, maybe that.
You
And
mean
even
men to women, like you mean like cunnilingus. You don't mean fellatio, right? You mean
fellatio.
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And even anal sex.
Oh, okay. All right
Yeah.
then.
So like to where, of course, people have always been doing these things, but to me, they're far more mainstream.
They really are.
They're very mainstream. And for younger people, guys feel like they are entitled to threesome.
You are shitting me.
I am not kidding.
What kind of guys are these? What kind?
You're
Is it just
you're
the younger guys or?
younger guys, but but it's your regular guy. These aren't even like, before I think it was more of an entertainment, athlete type of thing. Now, your standard cubicle worker,
They want a threesome too.
they want a threesome. Like why? So,
Damn.
but so are you concerned though?
With their appetite for freakiness or
Yeah. Yeah.
no more than I guess I'm not because I'm just not out there now. But if I were out there and on the prowl, as they say for the Cougars, I don't know.
Thundercat.
I probably would be. I'd be a little bit concerned because I mean, um, for a number of reasons, a myriad of reasons. For one, I wasn't socialized like that. I was
Right.
socialized to be, it's like, hey, we one on one. We're monogamous while we're together, and
Right.
then and when we're not together anymore, you can go on about your business and do whatever you want. But while we are together, we are not sharing. You're not sharing. I'm not sharing. Ain't nobody
Hmm.
sharing. You know,
Yeah.
um, so I'm not socialized that way. And then, for obvious reasons about, just safety, things like that. But um, on the other hand, I I'm mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at people, discovering their freakiness. I ain't mad at it as long as you have consenting adults. Now I do think that if a younger guy is going to date an older, I think the older woman, she should have some game about herself to know what she's getting into.
Yeah.
As long as you're not pressuring anybody or manipulating anybody into fulfilling your desires and your fantasies and all that, I
Yeah.
ain't mad at it.
Yeah, I guess so. And that probably should be the rule regardless as to who you're dating.
True,
You know,
true.
be true to yourself.
I just find it odd and shocking that I don't know these young girls though. Maybe they it's maybe it's this generation, the millennials and Gen Z for sure. They're less inhibited than we were.
they're less inhibited, but and we can talk about this on another show. But what I've seen and what I've looked at in terms of even the threesomes is that girls are doing it that aren't actually even interested in other girls. And they're doing it because they believe that it prevents their guy from cheating.
Oh, that's a mistake.
Yeah.
That's
It,
dumb.
it's thank you.
But I
Thank
think that girls have always done that. Even when I was in high school and beyond, I think young girls have always done that type of stupid shit. Like, oh, if I have a baby for him, or if I
you. Yeah.
suck these niggas' dicks, because he asked me to, or whatever, whatever can
Yeah.
run a train. That's how chicks got
Yeah, you're right.
trains run on them and stuff
That's
like
true.
that. I think
True.
that but I think that boils down to something much more deep seated than any May December relationship could
Right.
be. I mean, that's like it's unfortunate, I think, for some of these younger young ladies. But I think at the if it's gonna be an older woman and a younger man, if you let him get that off, then shame on you.
Yeah.
Shame. I mean, unless that's what you want to do. Maybe
Right.
that's what you always want to do. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I ain't mad at that.
Yeah. I'm not knocking anything if that's what you want.
Right.
My
Right.
commentary is just simply if that ain't what you want, if you're just being persuaded into something or you're doing something that ain't really in your spirit. So,
Right, right.
mm,
So but as far as the threesomes, yes, I think that's different. That's different than what I knew from back in the day. And if that's what young dudes are into, if they got game enough to get me up in the threesome, then damn it,
God bless them.
God bless
Right?
them.
Bless them. So, would you help a young dude out financially? Would you give him a little change?
I don't think so.
Come on.
I don't think so. I do now. That's one thing. That's where I draw the line. Damn it. I don't think no, because I got kids. I got
I
kids.
know.
I got if I want to. No, I don't need another. What do you call it? Another liability. Somebody on my tax.
Yeah.
No.
I always say I got a dude to give money to. If
Yes.
it's somebody I already, that dude that stay with me sometimes, I got a man to give money to. That's a hard no for me.
Hard no. But then on
Hard.
the other hand, but you see all these sugar daddies who got kids.
That's true.
A lot of them got kids,
That's
and they
true.
want to. Then they want to help a sister out. Like let me break you off. Let me break
They
you off.
will they will prioritize you over that.
So what's up
But
with that? I mean, should we take on that same persona as if we're gonna be the elder person in the relationship?
hell no.
Yeah,
No.
I can't do it.
To
Nah.
me, this don't even have nothing really to do with age. This is just
Right.
a core value.
Principality.
Hell
Principality of the
yeah.
thing.
Thank you. Like I don't give men's money.
That's a no
That's
for me,
just
dog. That's a no for me.
I'm not about to start that. I'm not about to start that. So
No.
mm,
I would like if somebody becomes audacious, if a young man, a young little Thundercat decides that he is audacious enough to even act like he want to form a child.
I
I may give him
feel
the money once. I
if
may loan you a few dollars
child,
once. But thank you. That's it. That's your exit.
child, I am paying you to leave.
Paying you to
If
leave
I
me
do
alone.
it, I am paying you to
Yes.
go on about your business. Don't ever,
Yep.
ever. Yeah, I'm no. It's just gross to me. I don't, ugh,
Yes. It's
yuck.
like it's like buckets of cold water. And gentlemen out there, if you're listening, just know that once you go there with the woman, I don't care how old she is,
Right.
that's buckets of cold water
It's
on her.
nasty. It's just nasty.
So
And especially when you are a parent, because that's what it triggers in me.
yes,
So
like, oh wow.
I right. I seeing you in that way. It's like, oh no, don't ever.
Mm-mm.
Don't ever.
No.
So I only have one final question
Okay.
on the Thundercat thing. And it's about the potential insecurities with banging young Thundercats, because you could have like gray pubic hair,
Right. Like
you know.
Stella. I keep thinking about what Stella got to
I
do with that.
know. Right. Vaginal dryness,
Oh
stiff
shit. Really?
stiff joints. Right. I heard. I mean, like I
A little
heard.
bit, a little bit of extra, what do you call it? Jiggle in the belly.
Right. The handles are handling or whatever. So
The what do you call them? What do you call those lines on your butt? What do you call them?
lines on your butt.
Yeah, the stretch marks. Stretch marks.
Oh yeah.
Stretch marks.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
Sorry. No, it
Maybe I'm the
ain't
only
just
one.
you. You like the lines on your butt. Like, what is that?
You were like what?
Like, who is that? Like, I don't know who that is.
Now that is a real thing. The insecurity.
That is a real thing. That is.
Because we are still people. It's like, dang, you young, you could be with somebody, especially if it's an attractive younger male.
Right.
You could be with anybody.
Yeah.
Younger, better. Me, but better because they're younger.
Right.
Without all the
who hasn't
baggage.
had a child blow out their whole skin system?
Right.
I mean, the C-section scars and
but see, that's the risk that you take. I think that's just a risk that you just gotta deal with if you're gonna deal with the young man.
It is. And listen, your joints are not what they used to be, and that's the truth.
So ain't gonna be no bending around here.
You listen?
Them
little performances you used to do in your 20s on your knees before
ain't gonna be no
minutes.
twirling. twirling and twiddling.
My one friend, she was telling me, so she got this young dude that she been messing with for a long time that she finally stopped referring to as her young punk. But right, I'm like, you have got to stop calling that. So she's like, he's all fit. They're having sex and she's on top. And he told her, you probably need to stop because you wheezing like a motherfucker.
That's embarrassing. No.
But she trying to hang.
No.
And he literally was like, you should stop because you wheezing like a motherfucker.
I'd rather you tell me I have stretch marks.
Right. Just talk about them lines on my butt.
Don't tell me I'm wheezing.
Don't call me Wheezy Jefferson.
And say we gotta stop. Oh Lord.
You probably should stop. I said,
Oh,
okay, I quit.
I
quit. I'm done.
Okay. And the moral of the story is
be careful with these Thundercats. Be careful.
Oh my God.
Yes. Well,
on that note, we have covered the gamut here. But if anybody out there has anything to add to this convo, hit us up in the comments.
Yes. We out. Thank you for listening. If you like what you heard, review, subscribe, and share. It helps other listeners find us. And don't forget to follow us at Yummy Fearless on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and even Pinterest, where you'll find additional content from today's show and also our highly curated He Can Get It list. As always, you can listen to the Yummy and Fearless podcast with the Side Chicks on Apple iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, and Spotify. And if no one else has told you today, we love you and thank you so much for listening.